in this video, I'm so going to try not to use I noticed in the last video it was more like what's that? Who does that? Tina. So we're just gonna do something about okay. So welcome back to my channel. Like I said earlier, it's your girl Tina, and it's always a delight to get to film for you and then get to interact with you. So if you're new here, it's Tina, this is Tina, and right here we'll film about life generally with the sole intention of spreading hope, courage and love. And the goal is one day at a time. So you're welcome to the family. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and share if you think someone else should hear this. Okay, so like I said, today we'll be talking about something that came across, like an inspiration I got, and for the most part I feel like whatever I'm learning for the season, okay, most of what I'm learning for the season should be shared with some persons. And come on, this is my way I can come up and say my mind and say what I'm learning without the fear of being judged by anyone. I would say this is common where people tend to compete with each other. So it's more like you see this person and you're just so frustrated, like not really frustrated, but you kind of lose the zest to continue living because you feel like this person is my age mate, or this person is my classmate, or I know when this child was born and he has gone this far, she has gone this far, I must be cursed. Or you just lose that zest for life, or you feel like you are at the worst place in life, right? So this is what happens. Usually I take a bus in front of my house. There's a bus stop directly in front of my house, so I usually take a bus there. But last year I discovered that each time I take a bus there in front of my house, there is this traffic like a crossroad, so you kind of have to wait for the traffic lights to cross over. I don't know how I'm going to explain that, but after entering the bus has to wait for the traffic lights, and then before it can finally move. So it's like kind of there's a little hold up before we get to move. So in my head I thought, okay, instead of going to that bus stop that is directly to in front of my house, I might as well just go to the one that is farther, right, that is a bit, say 100 meters or 200 meters away from my house. At least that way I know that I'll be ahead, and so I might not be late. That was how I calculated it, and all along I've been feeling so smart that this girl, you get sense, sha. But then I think that was last week. I was coming out, and then the Holy Spirit started teaching me that this thing you're doing is actually the same thing, right? So it's more like I leave my room, as much as you're taking the same bus, it's the same thing. So it's not like I'm taking a different bus, or I came earlier to take maybe the first bus before. It's more like it's the same bus I'm going to take. Well, it's just that I'm going to the bus stop ahead, because the truth of the matter is the same bus directly that I'm going to take in front of my building is the same bus I'm going to take in the bus stop that is like 100 kilometers away from me, right? So it's more like he has to first go through the traffic jam and then comes there to meet me. So what's the take? You rush, go, let me hold myself not to speak pidgin, because it's entering my mouth to speak pidgin. So no matter the rush, please, there's some things that, just bear with me right now, there's some things that just won't flow very well if there is no pidgin. Pidgin is like is it a vernacular? It's like our own kind of English, Nigerian English. Like you have Chinglish, Chinese English. So pidgin is like our own kind of English, right? So the Grand going to the other bus stop is still the same bus. It's still the same time we'll arrive. It's still the same destination. So what's the rush? And see the lesson he gave me. Sometimes we tend, okay, I would say that sometimes I'm a victim of that, or should I say, not all the time. I'm going to be fair with myself this time, right? Well, like it happens sometimes, that thought is just rounding or flying across your head or flying around your head, all of those, and it's more like, oh, I'm 26 and this person is 25 and this person has accomplished this and he has accomplished that and she has done this, and or maybe I'm 30 and this person is 22 or even 19, and wow, see the way he talks, see the way she talks with so much charisma, see all he has accomplished, and I'm still here with nothing, with no achievement to show for it. And it's like, come on, no matter, it's not about, life is not about who starts first or who sets off first. It's a process. So it's it's wisdom for us to trust the one who is driving the car, the one who is driving us, trusting him to take us at a speed that is commensurate for our destination, commensurate for us. So it's more like everybody's unique in their journey. Everybody's unique in their journey. Say for instance now that somebody accomplished something at 10 years old and I'm unable to accomplish that at 22 or at 30, it shouldn't discourage me. It shouldn't discourage me to feel like I'm nothing, or my life is so slow, or God, we need to do something fast. It's a lot of time that's what has made people put their hands into what they ordinarily would not have vied for. This has made lots of people vie off course, doing things and partaking in things they ordinarily will not do. Why? Because they want to succeed. They don't want to be the ones that are left behind. They want to be in vogue, kind of. And that's not really God's plan for us. So see the idea now that I come out first, that I come out first does not mean I'm going to arrive before you. Or that you came out first does not mean, as much as it is the same destination in the plan of God. The thing is, we have the same destination. So it's not a matter of, who arrives first or who left first. If it is fulfilling purpose, then it's more as though there's a common ground. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but it's more as though there's a common ground. So it is not about who got there first or who left first, but it's about the one who is driving us. And I feel like we should get to the point where we're responsible enough and responsible enough to trust the person who is driving us. So in the process, it is more about faithfulness than it is about speed. So while I was thinking on making this video, I had a playback, right? I remember there are times where we're traveling from one state to another back in my country, and most of the drivers, because it's usually overnight, I sleep all my life, it's just been a night journey. I never had, going from one state to another, I never had a time where, I think I did when I got to a certain age, but for the most part, right, it was more of a night journey. And so you find out that there are some drivers who they get to a point and then they stop, and they could stop for a very long time so the people can ease themselves, if they need to use the convenient room, if they need to eat anything, if they need to whatever, just get to stretch and stuff like that. And if it is someone that, imagine us being in that, right, we'll feel like, this driver is slow, or can move. There are people like that, or can move. And I remember there are times where we've had situations like that and people were rushing the driver, or can move, or guys like, boss, move, right? And when we got to a certain point, we're told that armed robbers just finished robbing this area. And it's quite interesting and beautiful to find out that the delay actually at that point was what God used to make us not encounter that challenge. Now it's the same thing with life. Take also this scenario where even when we have taken the bus, right, we all came out together, or however you came out before me and then I entered, we're all in the same bus, right, and we have our driver. Because you're in the front seat and I'm at the back seat, probably at the very last seat, does not mean that you're going to arrive at the destination before me. We're in the bus, we're in the same bus, right? So you might be in the front seat. It doesn't mean, it's not a guarantee that you're going to arrive there before me. We are in this thing together, and so we're going to get there. So the end product is pleasing the Father, and it is not us to determine, what time we should arrive or what time is best for us to arrive. No, He is the one who determines who arrives first and arrives late. Okay, so I just thought to put it out there. And so, usually there is one of my mentors will say that because your Indomie, please permit me to use pidgin here again, because your Indomie done before my beans, no means say I lazy. Do you understand? Like Indomie is like noodles, a brand of noodles we have back home in Nigeria. So it's like, because your noodles quickly got prepared, done is done. I don't know how to translate that, but because your noodles got cooked quickly, does not mean that because I'm cooking beans I am lazy, right? Or it doesn't mean that my beans will finally not get ready. Me say my beans not will finally done. It's a process. It's like, I was discussing with a couple of persons a few days back, and this line came up that our assignment determines our consecration. And I also say that assignment determines the process we go through. So rather than want to cut corners, rather than feel depressed and dejected and as though, letting yourself by yourself, right? Letting life beat you blue, black. Come on. Usually, let the fact that people are ahead of you be a motivation, but let it not be a point of decision for you, or a point of greed or a point of discomfort in the negative aspect, because I believe there's a positive aspect to being uncomfortable, right? So okay, now, so I'm going to wrap up with this, right? And that is, take life easy. Take it one step at a time, okay? Let's not get overly worked up. That you did this thing before me does not mean I will not get there, right? Let it be an encouragement that we're going to get there. So it's more like you're paving the way for me. Say Jesus Christ and John. The fact that John came before Jesus Christ does not mean that John is Jesus Christ's mate. Did you get that? That's but truly, the fact that John came before Jesus does not mean he was older than Jesus Christ. And it doesn't mean that his ministry, as much as, yes, every ministry is peculiar. So he had his ministry. His ministry was to prepare the way for Jesus Christ. I like what my pastor would usually say, that let people, like, it's more like these people you're seeing ahead there, they're like forerunners for you. So they are paving the way for you. Why not let them pave the way? You say now, suffer, you want suffer. You want to be the first. It's not like when you go to a farmland, to an area that hasn't been worked on, or maybe an area that hasn't been inhabited for a very long time, say in a rural area. You find out that the very first set of people that come around that area, they need to do some clearing, they need to do some trampling, you know, and then find a way is paved for people to be able to toll that part, right? So it's the same thing. Why are we now in the rush to say, no, I want to be the one that will clear? Let them clear. It seems as though they are running at a higher pace. It's fine. Come on, we're not dragging. There's something the Holy Spirit taught me. He said that what I should be concerned with should be not in competing with people. How do this now? My aim should not be competing with people or comparing myself with people, because, oh, come on, girl, this girl had a ministry in that. You know, you're like, oh, comparing with this person, I wish I can do this. You want to do everything. You will just melt. You melt, uncle. You melt, auntie. Discover your let us discover our peculiarities and walk within the confines of what God has called us to do and the assignment he has given us to do, right? So, and then if there is any competition we must do, it shouldn't even be with ourselves, because Apostle Paul said it. He said that those that compare themselves with themselves, like those who judge themselves by themselves, they are foolish people. So it is wise you compare yourself with the assignment God has given you. So you're comparing yourself with the you of yesterday. Okay, the me of now and the me of yesterday. You're not comparing yourself. Like, it's more like you're comparing the assignment God has given you with yourself. So that's like a landmark. That's like a yardstick. Yeah, that's like a yardstick for you to measure your growth, to measure yourself and not someone else, right? So I just said to put this out there. Let us cool down. You go down. Food where the fire go down. The food that is on the fire will done. Finally, if your indomie done before my beans, your indomie go quick melt for your belly. I'm going to revert in a bit, okay? Your indomie go melt for your belly, but me where eat beans, you go there for my belly for a very long time. So the translation is this: your indomie, as much as it gets cooked fast and you're going to eat fast, of course, because it got cooked before mine, right? It's not a guarantee that it won't last in your stomach for a very long time. You're going to excrete. Like, you find out that, I don't know if you've eaten noodles, but for me, you eat noodles this very minute, in the next minute you're like, I feel hungry. But by the time you eat beans, it takes time to done, but by the time you're done eating it, you will know that you ate something, because even for like 5 hours, sometimes till night, you might not feel hungry, except because you know you should eat, so you eat. So it's that way. Cool down for Jesus, okay? One day at a time. And this is the reason is because 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 minus 0 is 4. 3 plus 1 is still 4. We can just go on and on and on and on. As much as the goal is arriving at 4, no matter the digits we add to it, we're still going to arrive at the result. And what's the result? The Father's heart. What's the result? Fulfilling purpose. Our destination are going to be the same. So I just hope this word encouraged you, as it did me, as it did to me a few days back, and it's still going to do, because I'm still going to watch this video over and over and over again. Please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. Why will you be watching free things like this? Free things used to purge. Like, it purges, it costs the century. Why will you be watching free things? The subscription set is even free. But just try and just move your hand and, click on that button somewhere around and subscribe. And then give this video a like. Comment when necessary. Do you understand? Okay. So thank you. Thank you guys for staying with me through this. And yeah, we'll still see you next time. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and remain blessed. I love you. Still your girl Tina. Bye.